Hello, welcome back to the Chelsea debate. We just watched Chelsea win at Anfield 1-0 against Liverpool. Josh, that's one of my favourite results of the season so far. How happy are you after that?
No, very happy. Yeah, I was. We spoke before, and I was quite nervous before the game because obviously Liverpool, not on the best of form, so you were sort of half expecting a result, but at the same time, you didn't want to bank on it because they have got some great players. So absolutely thrilled, mate.
Do you know what? That's what they're saying. That's the fifth time in a row now that Liverpool have lost at Anfield. But saying that, I don't want to take away from what we've done because that's such a big result for us. Like you say, there's some really big players. I think in this video, let's just go through what happened chronologically. So I've got here, first of all, Timo Werner. He was pretty much the talking point of the first half. He had that opportunity, first of all, before we get into the VAR controversy, didn't he? Where he was one-on-one with Alisson, and he basically he snatched at it and he lobbed it into his hands basically when he perhaps had more time than he realised, didn't he?
Yeah, I think I think it shows. He's a little bit out of form, particularly in front of goal. I will say though, I was thrilled to see him get the start tonight,
Mm.
and particularly through the middle as well. His overall work rate throughout the game, I'm a massive fan of his. I really am. So I was, it was unlucky, but he possibly should have done better. But I was pleased to see him even be in the position to get the chance. To be honest.
Yeah, play through the middle, and like you say, he stuck at it because then we come to. Thankfully, this didn't come back to cost us, and I'm sure everyone's going to be talking about it, so we'll give it a mention. But Timo Werner scored what looked like a brilliant goal. Jorginho with a Fabregas-esque pass over the top, and Werner with his pace in behind puts it, didn't he? Chipped it over Alisson and then put it in the back of the net. And wild celebrations only to be ruled out by VAR. So, come on, talk to me about that because I mean I was absolutely fuming. I don't know what you made of it.
No, I was. Well, I was. I'd sent you voice notes celebrating, which didn't age well at all. No, it was obviously the game plan. To play the ball over the top and have Timo using his pace to get onto it. So that worked perfectly in respect to the players for implementing it, but also the manager for sort of thinking that would work. 'Cause it was brilliant, and it was a goal. I mean, I'm sorry, but you know what, he was offside because his arm was slightly, in his natural position, his arm was further out than Andy Robertson's was. It's ridiculous. And it's been talked about a lot, and I don't want to dwell on it, but I'm sick of VAR. It's just costing the game of goals, and that's an out of form player for us that has been robbed of a goal tonight. That he scored against Newcastle the other week. So it was an opportunity for him to kick on, build confidence. I'm just sick to death of VAR now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they pretty much ruled him out offside as they drew the line on his shoulder, basically. So that's where they're saying that's where it starts, and ridiculous. Got to say though, somehow that wasn't the worst VAR decision. If everyone watched the Fulham Tottenham game, just check that out because there was a handball, absolutely ridiculous decision on that one. Feel bad for Fulham. Um, but yeah, brilliant from Timo. Really happy. And I was really worried then. Let's get into half time. Let's see what happens. And I just thought, this is just Liverpool going to come back here. But we went ahead, and what turned out to be the winning goal, Mason Mount coming up again. I'll let you talk me through the goal if you remember it. What a goal!
No, I do. Yeah, I mean, when he got the ball and sort of as he was skipping around Fabinho, I'll be honest, I thought, sort of chance possibly gone. Fabinho's strong,
Yeah,
and then he produced it. We speak really highly of Mason Mount on this channel, and it was brilliant. But I think the only thing that we have sort of said this year about him is that sometimes his finishing's sort of
yeah.
not quite what it should be. So for him to produce that, what a finish! Honestly, it was incredible, brilliant goal, brilliant plays, having a brilliant season, and for me, he's the first player on the plane for the Euros.
Yeah, do you know what? He gets a lot of stick from like rival fans. I have mates messaging me about him all the time, but the only thing they can actually throw at him is his goal output. And if it looks like he's going to increase that, and I think he will if he's playing in that sort of front three
Well,
more in
he is.
the end.
He is doing it, isn't he? It's like
Yeah,
he's scored a few recently.
it was a brilliant goal cut inside. And they were joking there with him in the interview that Carragher said he's maybe a bit quicker than people realise. But yeah, chuff for him. And Ziyech as well in that 10 position. He came off, but I thought he looked quite lively, and it worked quite well, that front three, for that game. I think Tuchel, brilliant tactics. We'll get onto him, because the second half was about us defending, wasn't it? And maybe we haven't seen this a lot from us, but we really are starting to look solid back there. Bear in mind, Thiago Silva hasn't been playing. We just defended really well tonight, didn't we?
No, really well. I mean, a shout out to the entire back three. They all did really well. I love Aspi. I know we spoke about it before, but he just goes about his work so quietly. Rudiger's so strong when he's sort of going for the ball. I love that. And Christensen, he's a different player. I mean, he's shown glimpses of it in the past, but incredible performance.
Yeah, he's a player that, if you remember, because he's been with us for years, everyone seems to forget that. But John Terry's actually come out and, like, years ago, given really high praise. And look, you've got to be some sort of player if you're getting that kind of compliment. And it's just a case of, can he develop? Can he be more consistent in his game? And he's absolutely loving it in that back three. It suits us, doesn't it, a back three with the players we've got, don't you think? Like, we're looking really good in that formation.
Yeah, no, definitely. I know much has been made of, sort of the goals that, we're not conceding. But no, I'm all for it. We look really solid. And for the first time in a little while, I think you sort of, when teams are attacking us, we've gone from thinking like, oh dear, and chewing your fingernails type thing, to I'm actually quite confident now, almost. Like, you've got the belief that they'll sort it out and, get the ball to safety. And they're doing that. I mean, I know they're out of form, but the players Liverpool have got to go and get a clean sheet at Anfield, it's still impressive. And say what you want about Liverpool's form, they've won the Champions League very recently, won the league last year. It's still impressive to go there and get a result and a clean sheet. So, no, I'm absolutely thrilled.
Yeah, kept the clean sheet again for us. Yeah, Salah went off after an hour, which I found was really odd. Jota looked quite good, but like you say, I would always be... I mean, I sort of was watching it through my hands right at the end, but I felt a bit confident, which I never would have had with this team. And, defended so well. We'll keep it quite short, this video, but we've got to give a big shout-out to the manager, haven't we? Because it was difficult for anyone to come in under the circumstances and what happened, with Frank and whatever. But 10 games unbeaten. And I'd just like to point out that during that, we've played Manchester United, Atletico Madrid, Tottenham, and Liverpool. So not all easy games, and we're still unbeaten. What an impact he's made.
No, definitely. I mean, what I love about it was, when he first came in and, we were playing like Sheffield United, Burnley, you had rival fans sort of saying, oh, yeah, wait till you get the proper tests.
Yeah.
Well, we've had that now. Other than Man City, we've probably played the sort of the toughest teams in the league. Atletico Madrid, one of the best sides in Europe. And he's come through it unbeaten. Fantastic impact. And, the 10 matches in unbeaten now matches Jose's start. I'm sure we'd love the replication.
We've
of that
got
start.
Another Jose era coming. Basically.
Yeah, we'd love it, wouldn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy. And I think tactically, it was sort of talked about that's his real strength. And we are starting to see that. It's still early days. We don't want to go over the top. I'm pretty sure we've got Everton next Monday, is what I think the game is. Another big game, but you sort of go into these now confident that he's going to put the right team out. Jorginho coming in today, we were messaging at the time, and I was a bit surprised that he pulled Kovacic out because he sort of looked like the go-to man. But he did well in there, Jorginho. He tried to get the ball forward when he was on it. Defensively, he looked solid, and he sort of, if he's got that rotation policy in the midfield, for example, it's quite difficult to keep players on side. But it looks like he's got a really good mood in the camp at the minute, doesn't he?
Yeah, no. This is the thing now. If you're a player, I think you've got to sit back and think. We're still competing on three fronts here. The league title has gone, but we've got to go for the top four. We're still in the FA Cup, still in the Champions League. So you've just got to accept that as you get into the business end of the season, the rotation's going to happen. Yeah. And I think what you're starting to see now is that, there was some shocking sort of team decisions when he first came in and everyone was talking about it, but he's got results. So I think now what you're seeing off the players and the fans is the fact that we're starting to trust the manager. And so, today there wasn't, I was really surprised at Kovacic being left out, but there wasn't as much talk about it as there was when like Mason Mount got dropped for the first game. And do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like the trust is going and the relationship's moving forward with the positive results. And long may it continue.
Yeah, absolute buzzing. We've beaten Liverpool. Before the game, I maybe would have took a draw, but absolute buzzing. Let's kick on now. It is still really close in there. There's a little crop of teams, but United and Leicester are others both, slipping up, not looking too good. You've got West Ham and Everton in form. It just looks like it's going to go down to the wire, but I've got a renewed confidence. So we'll wrap it up in a minute, but do you have any more comments you want to make on the game? Like any other players that stood out or anything as a last line?
No, just want we talk about Christensen. I've got his stats here. Obviously, he was my man of the match. 7 clearances, 6 times he won possession, 93% passing accuracy. What more could we ask for? Silva's getting back to fitness. I don't think he kicks him straight out of the team. I really don't. I think Silva's got to come back and earn his place.
Yeah, he was brilliant tonight. And do you know what? We could make a video on that, perhaps, looking at it. Do you want to say a big thanks for all the support on the channel? We just had our highest views on our most recent video. So, big thanks for that. Please like and subscribe if you're new. And follow us on Twitter at Chelsea_debate and at Instagram, _Chelsea_debate. But, love making this video. 1-0 Chelsea. And let's keep going, boys. Up the Chelsea.